everyone, Krystal Gamer here with another speed build. This is a special for St. Patrick's Day, a very green build as you can see already, and also a tree that looks, or a house that looks like a tree. I was going to say a tree that looks like a house because kind of at the moment it is. It starts to look a little bit more house-ish and less tree-ish, but it stays pretty tree-ish, which I thought was pretty dang cool. So this is my version of a treehouse. And this build, I figured I'd do it for St. Patrick's Day, you know, the green works. And this build, I am so excited about this build because this one here was a total by accident build, which is fabulous because this wasn't supposed to be a build at all, actually. When I started this, what I was doing was I was playing with roofing. And I was just testing out different roof types. I've been planning on making a roofing video for a while. I still haven't done it. I don't know if I ever will do it because I sort of keep starting it. And every time I start it, I end up in another build, which is just ridiculous. Every time I start building roofs, I end up making something, like something happens that I get inspired. And on this one here, my thing was I was playing with A-frames. I was just wanting to look at A-frame rooms, can't talk at all. I was wanting to look at A-frame rooms or A-frame houses and just see what I thought of it. I was thinking maybe I might build one and maybe see if I could do anything else with it besides just have it kind of like it be a plain A-frame. And so as I was playing around with it and whatnot, I ended up adding floors, and it just ended up turning into this thing that I looked at the shape and I said, this kind of looks a little bit like a tree. I painted it green and it was like, holy crap, this is totally a tree. Oh my goodness, I'm having a build. And that's how this came along, basically, was just this shape. I'm a shape person, right? So my A-frame accidentally turned into a tree. And so, you know, carpe diem, man sees the day. So I was totally seizing this. I saw the tree and I said, yes, I didn't even know I wanted to do a treehouse, but apparently I really, really wanted to do a treehouse. And I'm happy about it because I think this is very different than what anyone else does for treehouse. Like everyone always does tree houses with trees in them and stuff like that. At least the ones I've seen, that's what they look like. And they're really great. I mean, I've seen a lot of awesome tree houses. I've seen people make some really, really cool stuff, but this is different. I haven't seen anyone do anything like this. And I came upon it by happenstance. And I love that because a lot of times that's like the best thing, you know? And here I'm trying to make some, I don't know, I was thinking, okay, my tree needs to have some leaves or branches or something like coming out the side. It can't just go down regular. And then too, the other thing I was thinking was I was trying to make this into a real house. And so space was a factor and I wanted to create a little bit more space. And I thought I could add a little bit more to the design. And so that's what I'm doing here. So I do end up with a little bit more space by doing that. And it gives it, I don't know, it gives the tree a little bit more body, or the house, or both. I'm having so much fun with this. This build was so much fun. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. Dreaded doing the exterior. I finished the build and then didn't do the exterior for about a month. I'm really so much, I don't know, exterior. I always feel that I'm weak on exterior. Once I finished it, I loved it. The exterior has a lot of really cool features. It's got a pond, it's got a stream, it's got a waterfall. And this was my first waterfall that I've ever created. Hey, I could have titled the video like that, like my first waterfall. No, but no, really, it was my worst my worst waterfall. Maybe it was my worst one too, but it was definitely my first waterfall. And so if any other builders or other people watch this and if you have advice for me on, improving it, or if you think that I should have done something different with it, let me know if anyone has better ideas or whatnot on how to do that. Because this was the first time I've even tried to do anything like a waterfall. So we'll see what y'all think of that. And there you could see I made kind of like a little tree stump, and now I'm doing back decks. I do front and back decks on the house, and I include a lot of greenery on the outside of the house too to make it look more tree-like, because I wanted it to be, kind of very leafy and all of that. You probably noticed that on the incoming cinematics that it's kind of leafy looking, and it's because I end up putting stuff all on the outside to create that effect, you know? Now, the bad news on this video, unfortunately, I hate to say this, but the footage that we saw with me putting the stairs in on each of the floors is about the only footage that we have of me doing any interior furnishing. I think there might be like a hair more on the very, very bottom level, just a couple of little things maybe that I placed down there, and I think that that's about it, to be honest with you. And that is because I built the house. I did something somehow where I thought I turned off my video recorder and went to bed. And 8.5 hours later, I got up and I then turned on my video recorder to start recording the furnishing. I completed the entire furnishing, turned the video recorder off, and then went and looked at my recording and discovered that I had recorded about 8.5 hours of my treehouse sitting there, not moving while I was sleeping. So I guess what I must have done is I must have hit record before I went to bed, turned it off in the morning, and then when I was furnishing the house and I thought I turned it on, I actually turned it off. So basically I just went backwards on the whole recording thing, and I missed the entire furnishing of the house, which is kind of disappointing because I don't know, I enjoyed it. But in good news, I suppose, depending on who you are, but there's like a gazillion screenshots at the end of this. And part of that is because I didn't get the furnishing on tape or on video, and part of it is because I just personally love screenshots. Screenshots and cinematics for me are always my favorite parts. And so I assume other people might possibly have that in common with me. And so, yeah, I tend to do a lot of screenshots. I mean, if I watch nothing else in a build, like if I'm watching someone else's stuff, if I watch no other part of it, or if I'm really pressed on time or whatever, the thing that I'll always watch are the screenshots. I wonder how the rest of you feel about that. Because, yeah, I'm kind of like a screenshot nut. Screenshots, cinematics. I want to see the final product, you know? I always get disappointed anytime someone does a vid without putting any screenshots at the end. It's like, dang, that's my part, man. That's like the after pictures and before and afters. That's the best part. So yeah, here goes the stream in. And can someone please tell me why EA Games has not given us a perimeter, a stream perimeter, or a pond perimeter, fountain perimeter, whatever you want to call that body of water, why they have not given us one where the perimeter matches the green or the sand that's in Oasis Springs or whatever. Like, why can't we get perimeter that matches the terrain? And I even went through all of the rims, the pool rims and fountain rims that come with it. And I do this every time. Like I always go through to see, is there anything that looks natural that would fit? And there's like nothing. And this is not, I'll give the gamers a pass, or not the gamers, but the developers a pass on stuff that I know is difficult to code. But this is a color change. This is not hard to code. Like, why don't we have something that matches? Why do we have to go through all of this? Like, it looks good. All right, so we can't complain completely, although I will moan about stuff, just because I like to hear myself talk. And it does. It looks good having all of this stuff going around the stream, going down, having the different, flowers and rocks and vegetation, things like that. It does end up looking really good, but I wish we didn't have to do that the whole way. And because it's such an easy thing to code to make that color change, it's one of those things that I find really kind of annoying in the game. That's not a hard change. So anyway, okay, that's like my complaining for this video. There shall be no other complaining. I hope. I'll try to stick to that. We'll see how I do. But I end up really, really liking the stream. This is my first time creating a stream, first time creating a water fountain and all of that. Because I'm not usually too big on exterior stuff, and I postponed this for like a month or more just because of the exterior. And I knew I wanted to create this, but I knew it was going to be a lot of work to do it. So my lazy butt postponed it for like a month. But now that I finally did it, I'm happy with it. And I think I was postponing it because I had planned, like, immediately after I finished the tree house, the house that is a tree, whatever. Immediately after I finished that, I had decided, oh, this is great. It's a green build. We're only about a month away from St. Patrick's Day, so I'll release this as a special St. Patty's Day build. So I had that in mind right away. So that also allowed me to procrastinate a little bit more on doing the exterior on this. But now that it's done, yeah, I'm really pleased with how it came out. I really like it. For other people watching, if you are better at exteriors though, and you have like constructive feedback or advice ways that I can make this stuff better, that would be awesome. Because I am very new to doing this type of landscaping. And personally, if you've watched my videos before, you've probably heard me say, I think that I'm kind of weak on exteriors. I think that I'm stronger on interior design than exterior, but I'm trying to get better on the exterior stuff. And I figure, if the longer I do this, the better I'll get at it. At least that's the hope. I mean, heck, if I keep doing it and I don't improve at all, that would just be bad, right? Got to improve. So there's our little horseshoe pit. And you know what? I don't even know why. This is the first time I'm ever using the horseshoe pit. I've never used it in the game. I've never used it in a build before because I completely forgot I had it. I don't know what reminded me that I had it, but something recently. I saw it somewhere on, I don't know, either on someone else's speed build that I was watching or someplace that I saw the horseshoe thing recently. And I was like, do I have that? And sure enough, I started looking through my stuff and I was like, yep. I think it was part of Outdoor Retreat, and I have Outdoor Retreat. I just never used it before. Totally forgot about it. But I had my little testing girl bring a boyfriend or a friend, whatever, to this location, and I had them play some horseshoes. So it works. It's kind of cute. Kind of cute watching them play the game. So this pond was fun. I was originally hoping to get the pond kind of half on and half off the property. You know how you can sometimes do that with some trees and different vegetation. As long as you have half of it on the property, it'll still be green and you can still do it. Well, this particular pond does not work that way. If you try to put it half off the property, half of it just goes invisible. So while that is an interesting look, it is not a desired look. So the whole thing ended up on the property, which was unplanned, but I'm thankful that the area was large enough to fit the pond. And you probably noticed that I don't have a grill on the downstairs. The grill is on the second highest floor, the third floor, and that's because that is where the main living area is. Because the main floor, the largest floor, is actually the second floor, because the first floor is the stump of the tree. So that has almost no space. It's the laundry room and it's a little bit of a game room. And then the second floor is the largest. The second story of the house is the largest floor, so that's the one with the bedrooms. And then the third floor is the main living area. So that has the kitchen, the dining, the bath. And so I put the grill out on the back of that area, figuring that that's probably, I don't know, I tend to like, at least my husband tends to like to grill kind of near the kitchen, because you're in and out of the kitchen when you're grilling. You know, you're getting plates and things and that and whatnot. So I don't know. If someone downloads it, they can always add a grill out downstairs if they want one as well. This is a quick look at the interior, very quick look. And you can probably tell with that really quick look of the interior that I decorated heavily in greens and browns, just like the exterior, because I'm going for a tree, right? The tree is mostly green, the stump is mostly brown, so that was the idea. So the inside is it's greens and browns, but I was liberal with the green color choices. So there's sort of the range of green color choices between kind of more true greens to more, what is that? I don't know if you'd call it sage green. That's the word I was trying to think of. I was going to say lime, and it's not lime. It's more of a sage green. There's some of that in the house. There's some that's kind of more along the lines of a blue green in the master bath. And a lot of the stuff, there's a lot of browns. And this, I decided to put a little boat in the stream as kind of a figurine sort of type thing, decor type thing. So that just hangs out as like a statue in the stream. So we're already at our end cinematics and screenshots and all that. I hope that you guys enjoyed this build. I wish that I had the interior, but you can see, you can get a look at the interior with the screenshots and the cinematics. But I hope you guys like this one. I love this one. I think it's so adorable. I'm so happy with it. And maybe one or two of you will download it and play with it. That would be really neat. And if you did like it, please don't forget to hit the like button before you leave. And if you like videos like this or any of my other builds, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell icon so you get notified when I release new videos. That would be very, very awesome, and it would all help to support my channel, and I'd appreciate it a lot. And I think that's about it for now. Hope you enjoyed my little treehouse here. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye now.